Poison Brand. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. This is going to be an Ironman tutorial from ground up. We're just going to go over some basic topics to advanced topics. We're going to cover a lot of things. And what's up, Jason? I'm going to cover a lot of things with just Ironman itself, Ironman setups, tactics, zoning. It's gonna be a lot of stuff. I'm gonna leave the attack data on. Actually, I want to take it off for now because we don't need to worry about damage. We want to worry about you being able to see. Pilot Junior, how are we doing? We're doing great. We're getting over this this sickness. But I got my healthy juice here. But yeah. I just want to go over like Iron Man as a character and what people, you know, should look forward or, you know, look to using, and just using this video. I'm actually gonna upload it to YouTube later and put it in chapters, and that way, you know, we can split it out and label them. But for now, we're gonna go over the basics. I mean, if you're gonna play Iron Man, know your arsenal, you know, your special moves. Iron Man has smart bombs. Smart bombs on the ground. You can actually change the distance of the smart bomb just by pressing forward. And so to do smart bombs is pressing low kick and high punch together. You can change the distance. This is neutral right here. That's not pressing forward or back. If I press forward, they go a lot farther. You see that? If you hold back and smart bomb, they land right there. So this is good for, you know, zoning tactics. If somebody's trying to get in closer and you feel like they're gonna try and get in towards you, you know, if you're jumping in the air, that will cover your ground there. Tuning into the Bible stream from Australia. What's up, Mike, Australia, man? What up, mate? How's your day going? Okay, so let's go with basic combos, right? Iron Man has a launch with just that. That's the only launch he really has. This is standing high kick. Basic combo would be, and we're not going to get into dashing, you know. Iron Man has an air dash, right? He's got a unibeam. He's got a long range unibeam like that. So you can dash either with two punches together, right? This is assuming that I'm going based off of people who don't even know how to play yet. This is like for beginners, right? So if you're beginning, Iron Man has a dash. And he can dash in the air, he can dash down forward, he can dash down back, he can dash up, dash towards you, dash backwards. He has a full 360 degrees of dashing. Like, you can dash backwards to evade, dash forward to get in. You can do a lot of stuff with Iron Man. You can high jump and dash way up in the air, cause smart bombs to kill time. He has a flight mode, which is very useful for zoning and evading characters. If people like to use, you know, certain assists such as like Tron Bond, where she's mainly a ground assist, and if you want to stay away from that, you can totally rule the sky, just kind of like the Sentinel. So, basic combo. I would say start off with low kick, high kick, right? Then 1, 2, 3, 4. And so this is your low punch, low kick, high punch. So So low punch, low kick, high punch, high kick, up, high kick. So you have to hold up, high kick. So Iron Man can hit up with his high kick, or if you leave it neutral, he'll hit down. Just like his fierce punch, it can hit up or down or neutral. And see that? This is if you leave the stick in neutral. And if you hold up, he hits up. If you hold down, he hits downwards. This is why Iron Man is actually really a great character, and I consider him the fifth element between the four gods of Marvel, which is Storm, Magneto, Sentinel, and Cable, and then Iron Man being that fifth element. Okay, so basic combos, right? This is your basic kind of combo if you want to, if you don't know how to do like advanced combos, we'll get into that later. So this is short, launch. That's already a meaty combo right there. You can do more. There's a 6-hit combo. That's just jab, short, short, high punch, high kick. Alright, and that's going to get you a good enough kind of damaging combo if you're like you're beginning and you just want to try to do some basic combos. You can even do just launch. Alright, you can even do unit beam if you see doing a special move afterwards. That's very it's not advanced, but you know, doing that's like you're doing a lot more inputs, and so I consider that a little bit more towards the end of the basic training, right, of Iron Man. So you can do it like that. Because the reason why I'm doing jab, short, short is because if I do jab, jab, short, fierce, he'll fall out. You see that? And that's the reason why I do jab, short, short, because he's picking him up lower than he's picking up the character. He's hitting him from the bottom. If you do jab, jab, he'll drop out. Sometimes he'll hit, but most times it won't. Right? It's all about timing. This game is all about timing and rhythm. So we can get into more advanced stuff now. Like, there's really not much to, you can't really do much with Iron Man on the ground.
You've been hit by,
X.
You've been struck by a smooth criminal.
Dashing is very important, so I would say utilize that. Get used to dashing. You know, he's a very mobile character. He's got this knee bomb, and you can just, this is, I would say practice this too. Knee, if you press down a heavy kick, and then you just fly afterwards. Just go into repeated, kind of like blocks them. This is very useful because, like, say if you need to lock him down, you just keep him in the corner. So that was basic combos. There's not really much to that. We can get into a little bit more of a more advanced combo. So we got the launch, right? We're just gonna do launch. We're not gonna do short launch, right? We're just gonna do launch. This is your bread and butter, right? So if you hit anybody with this, oh, thanks for the follow, formerly known as Stir Crazy. So, right, we got the jab, short, fierce, right? This is your bread and butter right here. Launching is very key. Once you get it, you just gotta go for the combo. So jab, short, fierce, dash. So jab, short, fierce, dash. See, I'm dashing right afterwards. Alright? And after you dash, you can do either short kick, then high punch. I would say practice that. And then you can do the same thing where you can end it with a unibeam. Am I a MVC2 player yet? Yes, you are. Do you usually dash with pressing 2 buttons or double tap the stick? Since I play on pad, I don't do the double tap. I know some people love doing the double tap just to kind of ensure that they're gonna get it, like at crucial moments where somebody, like, let's say cable tags in and you're right here and you're like, shit, I need to get to him, and you know you can double tap, but I mainly do the 2-button dashing. It's just much more consistent for me, right? So, all right, let's keep moving on with it. So these are air combos, right? There's a lot of other combos you can do with Ironman that it's like there's a lot of tactics, but we're gonna go over the basics. So I'm covering the basics right now. Then we'll get into the more advanced stuff, right? So launching, your high kick is your bread and butter for getting the start of the air combos. This leads into everything, right? Everything. It leads into your infinites. It leads into your air combos. To convert to an infinite, it can lead to just, you know, many things like resets and all these things, right? So this is like the beginning of, if you get this, it should be game over, right? If you get this one touch right here, it should be game over. So, for example, launching, and that's it, right? Like that's the main thing that people look for when they play Ironman. You know, there's more ways to do it too, right? Like, there's ways to lead into getting there, but we're not going to talk about, you know, strategy yet. We're just talking about the combos, right? So this is going to be, we're going to do the advanced combo of this, right? So we're going to get a little bit further. So we're going to go high kick, right? And then we're going to go jab, so fierce dash, jab, fierce. And then we're going to fly afterwards. It's a lot of inputs, right? So I would say practice this, right? I wish I could put up like a list of the combo. Should I just put like a combo input on the screen so you guys can see, or should I just type it out? So if I just do heavy kick, super jump, low punch, low kick, or sorry, low punch, low kick, 2 up, high punch, dash, up, low punch, 2 up, U.HP. Does that work, guys? That's a needy combo right there. I'm gonna take it as you guys, when you watch this and rewatch it, you're gonna slow it down and pause it, right? So we'll put it right there. So that's this is I think everybody does this combo, and I think it's important that you learn it. Already that does like half-life. So that's like a half-life combo, right? And there's more damaging combos where you can do like I think it goes. There's that variation of it. I'm just gonna go run through the list. But if you guys have any questions, just let me know. So that one is U throwable after ending unibeam in corner. Yeah, you can definitely do a throw, right? This is actually one of my favorite combos. Thanks, Omega. So if you can throw them after, and what I like to do all the time How to play. What's up, baby? You see that? You see how I threw him into War Machine? See, now we're getting into the... We're skipping over a lot of the stuff that I wanted to talk about, right? Like, so for basic stuff, here's a... We're gonna go over basic combo connections, right? A lot of people can do missiles. I like to treat this as like a mouth blast from Sentinel where you can fly, unfly. So flying and unflying is very important, right? So if you say you hit with the knee and you're like in the air like that, this is punishable right here. If you're not doing anything and they block that, right? Let's say if the opponent's blocking everything, right? He can hyper beam you right there. If you don't fly right afterwards to recover, you're left vulnerable, like, and you can get hit right here. So make sure that whenever you're doing a knee bomb, right? That you see how he's bouncing back. That you cover your grounds and you make sure you fly, so that way they can't get, so they can't punish your Ironman. So this is a good basic kind of knowledge of what not to do if like you're doing this too much. And you can do smart bombs afterwards too to recover. So you don't have to just fly. You can lead and smart bomb, right? Then you can, and so you're still vulnerable there too, where you're dropping, right? And you can get hit, and you're not going to be able to block. Flying is very important. I think it should be instilled as like your basic foundation. Flying around, you're vulnerable like this too. You can't block if you're in flight mode, but if you do have unfly, which we'll talk about later, you can block. You can block very quick if you unfly really quick. Alright, so take it off of the all block. So some basic so there's ways to get the hit. So if you're jumping in with Ironman, make sure I think this should be a basic tactics right here. Jumping in smart bombs and leading in, jumping in or following with it, right? And then, confirming the hit. This is a very easy way to confirm the hit. So if you're like a third strike player like me, Street Fighter third strike, you rely on hit confirms. So if you already see your opponent getting hit by that smart bombs, might as well launch it. See? Alright, and that's a good 15 hit combo right there. So this is like a great way and a great basic tactic to get zoning and spacing right. And if you're like kind of like in a rut, if you got pressure on you, and you get away, this is a great way to evade. So I'm holding back so that way they can't dash in, or you can go forward, You see that? And I dashed in too. What's up, Goki Fafa? I haven't seen you forever. And Ironman has some throws. He's got two of them. One throws you, and that's the high punch, right? Forward high punch that throws you. And this one, the forward high kick, that one drags him, right? So, hold on. Come on. Yeah, that one drags you. So, if you're just tuning in, this is just an all-around Ironman tutorial. Things to do, things not to do. We're gonna cover the basics from to advanced. We're doing smart bomb tactics right now. Smart bomb. You have a lot of time too, so that smart bomb hits. You got quite a bit of time to punish him. If I'm doing it too fast, you need to take your time. This is your bread and butter right here, this combo. Alright, cool. Now that we've gone over some of the basic combos, the inputs, I'll do it slow. So right after the high punch, I fly. See that? You don't have to dash, you can just do this and then fly. See how I'm flying? It's just that you want to, you know, maximize your combo and the damage, and that's why you dash. Low punch, low kick, high punch, fly, low punch, high punch. Yeah, it's so yeah, so you can fly, so you can just go and fly, right? And then low kick, high punch. I would prefer that. And that's an easy one. So this is launch, low punch, low kick, up, high punch, and then fly afterwards. See that? And then we can do low punch, or sorry, low kick, high punch. And then unibeam. The smart bombs, you can't do smart bombs because it won't connect. It does connect for War Machine, but it doesn't work for Ironman. See that? It's too slow. So if you see War Machine, watch this. See how fast his... No matter like really the distance, that smart bomb hits, man. That's why I like War Machine. War Machine's got some unique stuff that makes me happy. That like, you know, I really enjoy playing War Machine. War Machine works the same way. You know, same exact setups, a little bit different timing. But we'll stick with Ironman so we don't confuse you guys. Confirm War Machine is better because of the Smart Bomb combo. Alright. So, I think I covered most of the basic stuff. You can... Oh, well... Not really, I didn't cover all the basic stuff. Here's some other ones too, where like, oh, thanks John for subscribing. This is a good way to get some chip damage. This is a really good way. So if you like, if you're like, don't want to, if you're fighting against somebody who likes to run away and stay back, just make sure though, against Cable, you want to do the low punch unibeam because you want to recover fast enough to where, you know, he doesn't have a chance to air hyper viper beam you. Somebody like Magneto, he can, but like, you know, if you're doing this a lot, you know, when you're playing against Cable, right, and this is the tactics that I would use. I would just, you know, smart bomb and dash around and try to fish for the hit. Right? And he's going to be mainly trying to avoid you and doing a lot of bullet and scimitar. So I would say stay in this range so that way he can't do the ground bullet like this. He's going to do a lot of this, right? He's going to do it right here. This is his hitting range. Right there, bombs right there. It's gonna be really hard, but I think what gives you a chance is that if you could do smart bombs and unibeams, you just gotta chip away at Cable, and if you can't get in, then that, you know, if you're playing like a basic Cable player, then I think you should have no problems like being right here. And you know, and just try to find your way in. And then, you know, once you do get in, you know, maximize that combo. And see, you're gonna actually be when I play against Cable, I try to not do this combo because you leave yourself open in flight mode to be, he can air hyper viper you right there. So what I like to do is I just do like that, and I leave it at that. I leave it at that combo right here, right? Just because, you know, you're right next to him, and you don't want to get air hyper viper beam. Someone mentioned they should balance patch this today when talking about the free must be Street Fighter 5. Right, yeah. So you don't want to do it versus. See, if you play against Magneto, then it's fine because Magneto can't really do anything. Like, what's Magneto gonna do? He can't do nothing really right there. So that's why, you know, you don't care about it. The only person you really care about fighting against is Cable because he can punish anything. Alright, so let's talk about some more. So this is mainly the tactics that I have. I think a lot of another setups that people should work on is air dashing. Air dashing short. That's gonna help you, right? If you can practice this, practice air dashing down forward like that. So I'm neutral jumping and then dashing down like that. And you just keep practicing that, so that way when you do get this setup, is that you can lead into that. Remember that any hit that you get like this needs to be like a confirmed kill. And that's what it can lead into. It can lead into an infinite. Other ways you can do, so there's the super jump cancel. That's another way to do it, right? But that's very advanced. That's very advanced. You just have to practice a lot of foundational kind of just just practice like your basics. Just keep doing one thing after another. But I think that these setups are your foundations to lead into the infinite. We can talk about doing the infinite very soon. It's just, I think infinite in itself is a beast because it's all about rhythm and timing, and I know a lot of people have a hard time grasping the timing of it. But yeah, I just want to go over this so that we can cover the ground, right? You see how he went away, like he's pushed away? You can dash to get closer, right? So, you see how I dashed right after? You can dash, and it'll connect. See how I didn't do that? If I don't dash, you have time, and that's a lot of the things that people need to recognize, is that there's a breadth of timing that you can to get in. As soon as you land, you can dash. You see that? And that's gonna save you a lot if you can recognize that. another thing is there's ways of. I mean, we covered the basic combos, right? There's no really crazy ground combo that Iron Man has. It's literally like a or. That's one. Now, I love doing this because this right here, I love doing this because see, it puts them into an automatic position to where they have to block if, and they have to take the chip. It really is like a. And what I like to do here too, this works most of the time. It's not unblockable, but what it is though, it leads me in, like let's say Iron Man's on low health and I need to get him out. I'll do this, right? And then I'll DAC to, you know, whoever, to be safe, right? So, and online tactics, this only works online, right? If you do Unibeam, and if your opponent moves at any point during this, after the Unibeam, if they move at any point during the Unibeam to super, right? They'll take the hit and it'll work, but in Dreamcast it wouldn't work because the frames are different. Okay, now that we've gone to the basics, you know, there's just as a review, you can do short launch, right? These are basic combos without any dashing or anything like that. How does he get away with raw proton? It's because he knows the spacing and he knows what you're about to do. I mean, it's more about gauging, like, you know, whether the opponent's gonna land or not, and you just do it, and then you just get out of there, you know, like, but one thing is though, he can't get away with doing it if you have cable, right? If you play him long enough, you're gonna know that he's gonna try and raw super soon. You know, let's say he does the cable in here. Let's pretend that's Iron Man, right? If he's gonna try and do raw super, I'm just waiting right here. This is gonna be my zone right here, right? If he's gonna try and raw super, I'll just fucking, I'll beam check him, you know. And that's how you beat the raw proton, because you just gotta know like that if Iron Man's hurt in any way, or if he's trying to beat the matchup, right? Which he will try to DHC out. You just wait for it, you know. He'll try to call drones to hide behind it, so that way, you know, you're putting block stun, and then he can do proton. So you gotta be smart about it. You gotta be here. You gotta be in this air pocket right here, so that way you can punish the Proton Canon. I like the raw tag combos after Cable's kick hyper. His kick hyper. I don't know what you're talking about, but anyways, back to it. So Iron Man, easiest way to do, we're going to talk about leading into infinites, right? These are the bread and butter kind of like setups to lead into infinite. So you got the we're gonna use the assist, so we're gonna do short jab cable, right? Notice how I didn't do jab jab short fierce. I did jab jab, right? You see that? I didn't have to do the whole full loop. See how if I did the full loop, I whiffed the low kick, so I mean, it only happens sometimes, but I always just do jab, jab, fierce, and it works, right? Like, you don't have to worry about doing a low kick. I saw some dude do the bomb with assist after it, and then raw tag. It was OP. That's a sick assist opening. Excuse me. So here we're gonna go through the basic setups for infinites, right? So we're gonna do launch, up, high punch, then dash down forward, right? Like that. And what I'm doing is I'm dashing down forward, but as soon as I get to a point where like I'm right below him, I just press up, low punch, up, high punch, so that way I don't keep traveling forward. Because if I keep holding forward, I'm gonna pass cable. Watch. See that? Hold on. You see how I whipped it there? That's because I kept holding forward. But if I press up, then you see that? This is there's other ways of doing it. I've seen people do the dash and back. I hate that version because see how it whips? It's like it catches sometimes, right? But because of my good timing, I can get it most times. But sometimes when you're like in the heat of the moment, you see that? You miss it. And sometimes some people do it too high, you know? And you don't see they're blocking afterwards. That's why I don't like doing that version. So I just go straight up, and then I dash down forward. You can decrease the distance of the dash depending on direction. Correct. So you can decrease it by doing a jab or something like that. See that? So if I'm normal dashing, I can dash full. But if I press jab, I can control the dashing space. You see that? And that's how we control the dashing space right there. So that way you don't keep whiffing forward too much. Yeah, so you're canceling the dash by pressing a normal button. And this is very important because this is the bread and butter. So that dash canceling by pressing a jab, it's very useful because if you just see how I kept holding forward. If you keep holding forward, you're gonna whiff by. And that's why the up fierce doesn't hit. But if I press up, then it won't go anywhere, and the up fierce will hit. Cable is actually a really difficult player to get it on. I consider Magneto kind of like a normal sized character in the game. And it works flawless on Magneto. I know there's some variations that people do. The reason why I do the up one is because sometimes there's super jump install, and if you do like, you know, let's say I do this, right? That's what happens right then. You can't really dash. So if I do like sorry, not upwards, but like the idea is if you hit forward, you can't dash afterwards, and it'll knock him out of the screen. Oh, dude, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother Nebulous. I was playing with Tone, but dude, Tone's a beast, man. Like, if you saw, Tone's score was like 29-3 or something like that. Or Tone's a beast, man. And we just had to put the work in on him, but he was already on the last leg, dude. If I played him when he was fresh, I probably would have got my ass whooped even like worse. All right, so we are doing the Ultimate Ironman tutorial. We covered the basics earlier. We did Smartbomb tactics, basic Smartbomb zoning stuff. We did some air combos. What I wanted to talk about now is like we wanted to cover the foundational, you know, bread and butter of getting in, right? So let's say your opponent's ducking like this, right? And if you have, let's say, Psylocke or, you know, Cable on your team, that's how you're gonna get that infinite off of there. You know, they're gonna be blocking low, and you're gonna be like, fuck, man, how do I even get them? You can do overheads like that too to get over them, and then cross them up, right? So this is another tactics. Like if you get the overhead like this, usually the opponent's not blocking low again on the other side, and then you can do short, and you can do short to pick them up. And so if I do this, you know, I usually do that, and then sometimes they get hit by Cable. But if they're crouching, well, I'll just do this. Practice this, guys. That's gonna be your bread and butter to getting a win and opening up the character, right? You can, I believe short jab works on him if you dash. Yeah, it does work. All right, so that's another way. So what I'm doing is as I'm doing the dash down short, I'm calling Cable assist. And you have to recognize too, like the distance of like if your character's getting a hit. You can do. You see how I did only just low punch, high punch, and I didn't do any like. You know, most people panic and they do jab, jab, short, fierce because they're so used to doing the Ironman loop. You don't have to do the full loop to get the infinite off, you know? Sorry, I'm messing up, but you see how one kick didn't do it? You gotta either do it, you have to call Cable out before. Just that, see, that's a whole timing thing, you know? So because he's in a scimitar stun, right? I can do the one jab right there, the one low punch to high punch, and just continue it. All right, so now that we, you know, this is how you open them up right here, right? You can do. We didn't even talk about all of the setups though, so that was just one way, right? We can do the super jab, super jump, dash, cancel. You can do it that way. So there's a lot of ways to open up, you know, a character to get into infinite. That's another way, and if I mess up, I can get him into War Machine, just like that. I'm messing that up, huh? Wow, I'm messing that up. Oh dang it! But you get the idea. It works. I did the. Actually, I need to do it for the camera. Oh dang it! Oh wait. Oh dang it! Come on. There you go. You hit him down in the War Machine. So, alright, now let's come back into standing mode. So that was, so that's one way to open him up, right? And this is what I was talking about earlier, where like, let's take just the block off. So if, let's say I hit him with Cable, right? Actually, I need that on. So, the auto guard's on. Is it on? Oh no, it's not. Now it is. Okay. So if you cross him up like this, you see how the chances are, like, obviously he's blocking, right? But most times the character's not gonna be blocking on this side, and you can open up their legs by doing short and leading into the infinite like that. There's multiple ways of doing the infinite. So that was one way, right, where I can do the up and dash down. But then now you can do, there's the one where you can hit him neutral and then dash short, right? Like this. What's up, Jose? So again, that's, you can launch, neutral fierce, right? Neutral fierce. And then dash down, short. This one is pretty good. It's just a weird timing. It's not too weird. So that's one way, right? And then there's the one where you can hit him down. So that's a down fierce one. So there's the up fierce, neutral fierce, and there's the down fierce. Like that. Alright? So those are the main bread and butter like setups. So you got the up fierce, right? And then you have the neutral fierce, and you have the down fierce. Then you have the super jump cancel, jab, dash, jab. And then you have your holy grail up high kick. You never know when you're gonna get that, and if you do, it's like winning the lottery, dude. And you should not be. If you drop it, you know, the infinite after that, then you're kind of screwed. You should be hitting yourself, saying, "Why didn't I do the infinite right afterwards?" More machines más pesado que Ironman. Somebody translate that. Jose, I don't speak Spanish, brother. No hablas español. Un poco, un poquito, amigo. Lo siento. Habla inglés, por favor. Then, so there's other ways of getting in too. So, advanced tactics, right? You got Magneto going crazy over there. This is my way of getting in right there. Or if they're like overzealous and they're going crazy, I fly in the air, right? And I call out War Machine. Just like that. Yo, what up, World? I should have World being featured in here, man. You know, World, I'm just trying to do the community service, man. You know, if you guys don't know, Noonie187 is the best Iron Man in the world. He is the best Iron Man that I know of, that puts in work, that can do reflies with Iron Man, that can do all of the air to grounds. And that's another thing we're going to go over is the air to ground combos, because I know you guys love seeing that one. What do you call that? World Noonie187 is made famous his stripper pole combo. I wish I had a link to the video. But Noonie, if you have a link to the video, post it, baby. So we talked about, you know, the basic setups, but now let's talk about the rhythm of the infinite. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's just start with up fierce, up high kick. And then, oh, he dizzied out. Dang it. But you get the idea, right? So the rhythm, if you get it too low, right, there's certain instances where like you're going, oh my gosh, you know, he's like too high, right? You see how like if you do it too fast that he drops lower? If the character drops lower, I suggest either going for the second variation, right? Which is a short jab, short up high punch, right? If your character gets too low like that, you can either do, you know, short high punch. Sometimes too, short high punch saves you from getting more distance, right? So if I go and I need to bring him to the corner, sorry, my low kick went out. I know, right? You gotta get him recognized as God tier. That's why I call him the fifth element, because he is a god, dude. He is the fifth element, the supreme being. So, with that being said, I need to actually get the other controller on so that I can get the air to grounds going. So if you have any questions about the basic infinite, I think most people already know how to do it. Jab, 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 short fierce, jab, jab, short fierce, jab, jab, short fierce, jab, jab, short fierce, jab, jab, short fierce. And that's the basic rhythm of it. And if you get lower, you can do short, high punch. Pop, 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 pop. And that's a way to lift them up. And now let's talk about, let's talk about grabbing, right? Ironman has a grab. It's amazing. Most people don't expect it. You can do an air, you can do an air grab, but my main focus is here. Is very much so for the grab is meant for resetting, right? So here's some grab combos, and that, look at that, half blood already. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a neutral high punch, dashing down to jab up fierce. So I do it again. You can do it that way. There's a lot of stuff you can do. That was a 2 up high punch right there. Just dash straight down. You don't have to dash down forward. So when you do, see that? This is just without the grab. Sorry. Sometimes they'll be low, right? And if you recognize that they're low, just do jab, short, fierce, or see that? Because he was low, I did jab, short, fierce. So, let's see here. There is, thank you for translating if you speak Spanish, if you're translating for Jose. So this is off of the grab. And what's great about grabbing, right, is that you can do, so you can do, to finish them off like that. One reason why I love like the grab technique is that, let's say if you do this combo, right, there's an so we're gonna go over the OTG, which is off of the ground combo. So let's say if you get the like the off the ground infinite combo, right, which is if you do OTG infinite like this, and the fly screen is messed up, you cannot do super afterwards, right? Yo, what up, Tone? We just talking about you too, man. Talking about how fucking much of a beast you were last night. We're just going over infinites and stuff like that and basic Ironman / advanced Ironman tactics. Right now we're doing grabs and OTG. So what that combo is literally, and I'm hitting him down and then I press neutral high kick. And you see how it hits him when he's on the ground? And I immediately press low kick, low punch, high kick, right? And here's the thing. He's gonna, you see how like the screen is teared and you can't really do anything afterwards? You just kind of just do the infinite, right? Like, okay, I need to jump straight up on that. Alright, if you jab, you see if you stop and if you jab and you grab them, that's how you can reset the combo to do the infinite, an actual regular infinite. So I'll do it again, watch. Check this out. And that's yeah, so it's a flying screen, so you cannot super after OTG like that. So that's why you jab and then grab. Yeah, I'm giving you guys all of the secrets, man, just for you guys to just practice like tactics like this in the corner. Yeah, you know, yeah, I know all about that stuff. So there's your grab for you. You can actually combo. So you can combo after a grab if they're if they're close enough to the corner like this, and that's considering if they don't roll either. So someone who is big as a bigger character like Sentinel, you can always get it really from anywhere. So, oh wait. You see why I did that? You see how like that combo of dashing down forward saves you? Because it brings you towards the character versus the other way of doing it where if you dash back, you know, that because you're dashing back, you're not going to be able to get to that character, right? Watch. So, you see? You want to be able to dash towards the character so you can get that. Yo, EDMG Glee. How do you say the EDM Glee. Oh, EDM Glee. Shut up. This man Thriller is so cheap. The man doesn't mess up. Converts off everything. Yeah, so this is the reason why Iron Man is a god, and people need to recognize that because he's very scary and he's very cheap and he's one of the cheapest characters in the game. Yo, Jushi Lacti. How do you say all these names? But you know, you can. So. You can do OTG stuff like this. Sorry. So I know you guys seen it. So we talked about. Hold on. Wow. So I'm messing up. can do that. There's a lot of ways to just do infinites, man. I love like the. You can do like this is the OTG right here, right? And if you're playing the Ironman War Machine duo because you've seen my videos, you can grab him and then call out War Machine, and it's very. And that's another way to like do infinites too. Anti-dash back propaganda. It's not that it's propaganda. I'm not anti-dash backwards. It's if you have the timing, then do it. If you don't have the timing, don't do it. You get what I'm saying? Like you want your probability and your ratio, your percentage of consistency to go up and not down. Because you're doing it this way, you know. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm messing around and the timing is messed up like that, right? But because I'm good at doing execution, I'm gonna always try, you know, get it. But for normal people that play it, they're gonna be dashing back so far, they're not even gonna hit them. You see what I'm saying? Like they're gonna be, like you see what I'm saying? And they're blocking. And that's why you want to do the down forward one, because it's more consistent. Okay. Now that we've gone over the OTG and the grabbing combos, right? You can still combo too after the. See, I'm doing a lot of the high punch grab, but you can still combo after the low kick grab too. Hold on. Oh shit, maybe not. Yeah, no, it works on the lighter characters, I believe. Yeah, so like that. Yo, what's up, Quick Kick? Thank you for the follow. We're doing Ironman Infinite tutorials, advanced tactics. So let's talk about Sentinel. Let's do it on big characters because it's more fun, right? People love beating up on Sentinel because it's such a big character. So we talk about advanced tactics, right? An advanced tactics that I always do is like that. I do a box dash, kind of dash low kick, and then delay the high kick. And most times, people don't even expect it. Some people do. Most people do. Most advanced players knows this tactics already. And but sometimes they'll get tired and they forget, you know, and they'll get clipped. Monday SSBM. Thanks for the follow. So right, a great way to lead into infinite right there. And then here's a saving grace. I call out War Machine, right? It's gonna put him in the air. That's my saving grace right there. Jab, jab, high kick. You can do this. It'll save you a lot of times because you don't want Sentinel to drop. You see, and most times you've got the good timing. You can go right back into infinite. You see what I'm saying? And fall back. Oh, I messed it up. So, a lot of people have trouble doing infinite on Sentinel. There's multiple variations. There's like 3-hit variation, which is you see that? There's like lots of ways to do infinite. There's a lot of ways to do infinites on freaking Sentinel. A lot of the infinites are going to be the same on Sentinel. They all work the same. So the up fierce works, right? That was the up fierce. But remember, because of Sentinel Super Armor, that you cannot launch him with just the regular high kick. You have to add in a short, a low kick or a low punch to launch him, right? Or though, you know, you can launch him if you do smart bombs, and if you get it right, you can launch him because he's already taken the hit. You see how he was able to like get lifted just by your high kick? That's because he already got hit once. So if he's hit already like that, right? See how that, even though it wasn't connected, once you hit him, you can launch him right afterwards. So that's another key thing right there. Let's see. Bread and butter combos against Sentinel. Here's one. Here's what I do a lot. A lot of the players that when you guys see me when I play Ironman, I do this. I call it the Rainbow Infinite because it's like, you know, he's going over the rainbow. It's literally the same Ironman loop, right? Infinite loop. But you're just doing it slower, so when you launch him, right? Here's the loop. That's what I'm talking about. That's the Rainbow Infinite. So it's literally an Ironman Infinite loop, and then you dash straight down, jab, then up fierce. Right? What's up, Ruin? So when we're doing it, don't do it too fast, right? See, I'm doing it too fast there. So that's one variation, right? Here's another variation where you can do dash down up fierce, then delayed up high kick. Right there. So that's one. That's the second variation. Then, yo, Morimiku, thanks for the raid, brother. Hope your training was great. Morimiku is a dope. He labs it up on MVC2 all the time with Zangief, Blackheart, and he does it all on a hitbox. So it's pretty awesome. Let's see. So there's that variation, right? And then to continue the variation, though, you can do what I just did, which was the... Sorry. Sometimes it doesn't hit, right? And that's what is scary too. So if you go... Here's what I like to do. And I can continue doing this. And then you ask yourself, what do you do after that, right? What do you do after the Rainbow Infinite? But what do you do after, you know, how do you get the, because you can't just, how do you finish off with a super, right? You can't just do it like a normal character and then hit Fierce and Proton, it won't connect. Wow, I'll show you. Oh wait, I lied. I just lied to you all right there. It's just that it's not consistent, and most times Sentinel will bounce. That's strange. Most times Sentinel will bounce off of this, and then he'll block just like that. That's a perfect example right there. I just think I have great timing, that's all. like that, right? And that's what most of the times that's what's happening, right? Like there's you hit him and he'll block, right? So with that, what I normally do, I just do the jab version, right? Proton slamming. And you should get used to doing that too, which is you do the infinite and jab, low jab. Sorry, see that? It's supposed to be jab, then low jab. Or down jab. And then super. So let's put it all together. And you can do it out of the corner too. If you walk up. Normally, if you have the right height, right? It'll work just like that. So now that we've gone over the big ticket items of like variations on well, there's a lot of things you can do. There's corner stuff. So this is like my favorite right here, just because you get a guaranteed chip damage right there. We talked about air combos. We talked about the basic combos, basic tactics with smart bombs. There's advanced tactics with smart bombs, where you can like dash in like that, and then flight mode, and then call War Machine and do freaking. There's just so many things that you can do with Ironman. I love doing this. This is a great way to bait for characters to jump up. So if I have them, the character's jumping, right? Watch. I can get him like that. And, all right. So this is what I want. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, and most of the times I can get infinite, right? Shit, maybe I'm not doing it. Oh. Stuff like that, right? So this is why I do this, because you never know when the character's going to jump up. You can do like reflies, or combos. There's the refly right there. And you can maximize your combos like that. And then if the character's at all guard, right, and they're doing a lot of this, here's another advanced tactics, right? You can guard break them like just like, what? If they're normal jumping like this a lot, you can super jump and then dash down forward, jab, up fierce. That's another advanced tactics. If you see them like that, right? They're bunny hopping a lot. You'll see a lot of advanced players do that with Magneto, where Magneto will jump, So I would say put this in your knowledge book. Put it in your mind that you can totally do that. Then here's another one where like, so let's just put none right here, and they're jumping, right? Okay, so, and if they're jumping like this a lot, right? You can box dash and cross under, right? So box dashing is one of my favorite things to do. and they'll never see it coming, really. And that's another favorite tactic of mine, is to box dash. Either you can delay the punch like that, or if you cross under, right? You just go back for more. What's another tactics I was talking about? I know you guys want to see the air to ground, so I'm gonna actually plug in my other controllers so we can do some air to ground stuff. Thank you guys for sticking around this long. So we'll go back with Ironman War Machine cable, because somebody was asking me earlier how to do the Ironman setup that I do. So that socks him down in a War Machine, and what's the height that you can get it at. I want to show you guys that too.
Your move.
Alright. So I'm playing with my foot on the floor. Alright. That's my big thumb toe hitting. Okay. There's a sequence to, so we're going to talk about air to ground, right? Air to ground only happens when Iron Man is flipped over like this, and he falls on his, and he lands on his feet. Or like this, if he gets hit, he lands on his feet, and that's in flight mode, right? There's a whole video of Magneto explaining Unfly. What it does is it, when it's activated, when you unfly, you can hit. But see, now that if I normal jump, it deactivates it, right? Hold on, if I normal jump, oh, that's because that's right. Hold on. I know that there's a reason that like. So I think I lost it. So there you go. See, I can't hit anymore. I know if you normal jump, then you unfly like that. That's when you. It's an unfly, but it's just only one time thing. You can't continue it after the fact. See that? That's because I normal jump. If I high jump like that, and I can't hit. If I normal jump and I let go, then I can hit. Okay, so now that we know what unfly is, right? I just got kicked, right? You can do combos like this. And continue on. And then you can bring him down to the floor. So this is one of my variations that I love doing on Sentinel is bring him in the sky. I'm gonna do it on both sides so that way, you know, get good practice. Alright, so that was the right side, right? And now let's do the left side. So what the input is, it's the normal basic combo that we did earlier today, right guys? We did short, jab, fierce, right? Oh, sorry, jab, short, fierce, dash, jab, fierce, dash, jab, fierce. Then we flight mode, and then we did jab, fierce. Or sorry, low kick and up high punch. Or short, high punch. So you can do it either way. Sentinel's a fairly big character, so he'll get hit by any of those things that you put out there. Stir crazy, thank you. Alright, so now that we did it on the right side, so what we're doing is we're doing the unfly combo. This is called the air to ground or A to G combo. and I'm dashing down forward, okay guys? So after the initial unfly up high punch, I dash down forward like this. See that? And then I did jab. And remember this training? This training right here is gonna save you. This is your foundation for doing the A to G right here. Because you're doing this motion, you'll get used to it. Right? So we're gonna go from the left side again. Obviously don't do it the way I did it. Oh, triple hyper piper, huh? That feels good. That always feels good, man. They're calling out an assist like a dummy. Let me go. Alright, let me call out an assist. This is how you kill an assist with just 3 meters. Bye, Magneto. Sorry, that was not a great example, really, but... Okay, that was enough. Enough cable. But you get the idea. Back to unflying, right? So, we're gonna go through the motions again. So it's... And right there, I fly, right? After you dash down and jab up fierce, you fly again. So remember, so when you're doing it, if you unfly, remember when you unfly, you can press up fierce. So like this. See that? I just press, I unfly and I press up fierce. And then I dashed down, and I did jab up high punch. Hold on. Alright, so there's that one. Let's try this side. And then there's the WorldMatchUE's famous stripper pole. I think it's like... Okay, let's try it again. He calls it the stripper pole because, baby, it's a stripper pole. And I think it's something like that. I think it was something like that. But it's like a bunch of fucking stripper pole like ass. You're making a stripper pole technically, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to WorldMatchUE. I can't get on this side, it's weird. But that's one stripper pole variation. This is one of my favorites to do right here. This variation of Unfly. I call it like the all fierce death combo. You'll see what I'm talking about because you'll see the damage on Magneto. You see what I'm saying? There's like 12 fierces in that combo alone, and that almost took out his whole life. I know I can get it. It's a 15-hit combo and it goes straight into infinite. I mean, you get the idea though.
You've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal.
Mac never drops. We're going over all of the advanced combos, guys. I think I've covered a lot of stuff just now. We've talked about the Smartbomb setups. You know, there's just so many you can do. You can short, you know, right, that's the assist. And now let's talk about people who want to play Ironman War Machine and they want to know that combo that I do that connects the War Machine to the infinite. Before I do that though, so here's an example. Right? That's the bread and butter of Ironman and War Machine. If you can get that combo down and you land this, if you land the up high kick, if you land high kick, it should be game over, man. You cannot be an Ironman player. Yeah, I'm gonna be putting this on YouTube and then I'm gonna break it down into chapters, you know, so that way you can like kind of skip around. So, you know.
Your move.
I know this connects.
Your move. Go, buddy. Your move.
Maybe it has to be in a corner kind of like this.
Go, buddy. Your move.
Alright, so here's some dumbass shit with War Machine that I think people will be like, what the fuck, right? War Machine, why? How? So, check this shit out. Oh. Let's try it on cable. I know I have to do something different. But maybe it's just, yeah. You see what I'm saying? War Machine is weird. You see how it did connect though? Oh, there it is. Oh. I've connected it before, guys. It's just weird. But you get the idea. He's just weird. War Machine's just weird. I forgot how I set it up earlier. Anyways, I'm just experimenting now. Oh, there it goes. Y'all saw that. You see what I'm saying? This shit is weird. War Machine could just do some dumb stuff. Okay, now that we've covered Iron Man, here's some War Machine stuff. A lot of the things that War Machine does, that Iron Man can do, War Machine can do. You can do the same setup, or finish. Sorry, but they're just tiny different. So that was the up fierce one, right? And this is gonna be the neutral. And we're gonna do the down. That's the one right there. Sorry. I think that works on Sentinel. There you go. So there's that. War Machine has smart bombs that are amazing, and his missiles, the shoulder cannons, man, those are your bread and butter too. This could be, like, if you're playing a storm player, keep in this range, because they're gonna try and do a lot of hailstorm and dashing in, and this will freaking save you. Yeah, his high kick launcher does suck. But he can do A to G. So if you guys want to see his A to G on Sentinel, it's the same thing as Iron Man. And it's hilarious. Because you're like, what? Come on, War Machine, show him. I'm doing it too slow. Hold on. Oh, come on. Come on, War Machine, you can do it. Show the team. Yeah, you did it, War Machine. Give yourself a pat on the back. And you'll end it with this. So that was War Machine's air to ground. And as you can see, he's failing again because of human error. And that's me. But you get the idea. He does the same exact, you know. Oh, that's another one too, right there. So that's another tactics I like to do. Is the box dash crossover. Like that. And that takes so much damage. So if you get that on normal characters too. Look at that, I already took so much. I mean, it just takes already so much damage. F him up, ninja. What's up, Flesh Renderer? So we covered the basic combos. That's one. That's two, right? There's nothing really much for the basic player. If you want to advance, you really have to learn how to utilize the dash. And that's a lot of inputs. That it could just give you more damage to your combos. But if you know how to fly afterwards, there you go. The boo-boo is back streaming. What's up, video? Yeah, we're just doing the Iron Man. The game too loud? Okay, hold on. Okay, how about now? My bad. I'm sorry if I messed this up. taking Iceman's lunch money, dude. The guy wanted to. He was playing everybody and beating everybody, and I got mad at the fact that people were losing to him. I mean, Rob lost. You know, I'm not gonna disclose the amount, but it's said out there. You know, Rob Zilla lost to him. Andy Doom lost to him. Ivan lost to him. There's a lot of people, man, that lost to this guy. Can I refly with Ironman on pad? Are you kidding me? Come on now. And what do you call that? And I was frustrated watching everybody lose to this guy, and so I played him one time for like what is like a first to 4. They like, I don't know why they do these weird ass first to 2s and first to 4s over there at Arcade, Andy Arcade. What do you call it? Alex Arcade. Anyways, we were playing at Pac-Man's house, and you know, I let him get games, you know, like 2 sets. I let him win 2 like short sets that I was just kind of like not even interested in, because I was already winning. And I said, you know what, I don't even feel like winning right now. I'm letting him win, because I chose like some random teams like Doom Cap or Doom Cable and Sentinel, and I let him win. Then so a week later, the week before that, I told him, I'm gonna play you for $100 first to 10, and I'm gonna fuck you up. And lo and behold, the week comes and I show up, and we're like the main event, and then people were expecting it to go like 10-9, and then I washed him 10-1. And yeah, man, it was one thing where like I hate when gimmick players like myself, you know, included, but I know that I'm the better player, and so that's why I had to show up and show out. Anyways, here's a refly for you, Buck Nasty asking, can you refly on pad? Hold on, let me get the... Alright, there we go. There you go, that's the refly for you. So what I like to do is to go all the way to the top, and then damn it, I'm trying to Iceman, ew, yeah, for real. But the whole point is I can refly. Let me get in a good position though, because reflying takes like some weird angles. Man, that's a weird angle right here. Darn it. Dang, that's weird. Ah! That was supposed to be it. My cousin used to use Iceman because the chip damage, so he would try and cheese the whole match, and he would be like, you can't use Cable, he's too cheesy. But it's like, fam, you're just spamming Ice Beam in part 1 and 2 the whole match. That's corny as fuck. Play the game. Oh man, that's so funny. Yeah, I mean, if you want, I think we can call this this Ironman tutorial a wrap. I mean, we've gone through reflies, we've gone through some, oh well, we haven't done resets, right? Here's some resets for you. These are bread and butter resets, right? So now that's on manual mode. So if you have, let's say, Sentinel in the Infinite, right? Because he takes so little damage, you want to reset him, right? And here's a way to reset. most people seen this reset, and it's literally you super jump, low kick, and then you dash, and then you continue the infinite. I haven't even had. Oh, I didn't even cover guard breaks. I forgot to. Okay. Here's some guard breaks, right? So those. That's the main reset right there, right? There's a lot of resets you can do. Here's one that I'm famous for right here. That's a crazy reset. Yo, Jurassic Blade, what's up, baby? So that's a reset right there, right? And that pretty much guarantees like almost, if you get one loop, look how much that took already. That's like all of your, yeah, that's all of your life. That's 100%. That's 100% reset combo right there. If you, it works on a lot of characters. Let's get Cable in here, right? Oh, Cable, you're in here. He's gonna bounce, and boom, that's like a 90% combo. I have footage of me versus Iceman. I can upload it. You're gonna post this on YouTube? I missed like all of this stream. Yeah, Flesh Render, I'm gonna post this to YouTube. Then what's great about the YouTube, I'm gonna spend some time chaptering it and going over like basic combos and, well, you know, like highlighting the basic combos, highlighting advanced combos, and other tactics. Here's another tactics, right? Like if I do this, then, you know, remember, don't do this. I told this earlier, don't do this combo, and because you're gonna get beamed by Cable if you're, you know, you can do this to knock him. You know, hard knockdown. You can do. There's a lot of things like. Here's some other resets, right? That's a reset right there. So it's like day one reset, or some people do this. So they do that. And that's a reset right there. Can I get a guide for Zangief, please? Shut up, dude. I don't even play Zangief like that. You know this. Yeah, pretty simple resets. Here's another one. So, and that one's actually an advanced reset, because you're doing short jab and then you're doing the super jump cancel. See what I'm saying? So those are the short dashing down and up fierce, that's really tricky. It's very tricky, all right? There are so much more that I haven't even covered. Like, you can do infinite right after that. So there's a lot. So this is the up, sorry, the so you can do it off of that. You can super dash, super jump cancel off of this. So you can do it off of that. You can do a lot of super jump cancel, a lot. do it off of like that. When's the War Machine tutorial? War Machine tutorial is in part with this one. I would say everything that you see me doing with Ironman, you can do with War Machine. It's just a different timing, and I guess that does call for its own tutorial. I got a question. Why people don't do the simple launch setups with Ironman less damage, like launch, super chin, high punch, dash down, low kick, low punch, normal, infinite, or is it just for flash? Dude, I promise you that I am the only one that does it like this online. I know there's El Patas where he'll he'll do the, and he'll dash down like that. Sorry. It's a weird, and it's like that. It looks weird. Like that. And that's his setup. Yeah, the cadence is different. Yeah, War Machine is definitely a lot different. See how he hits earlier? You have to hit him a little later to do it with War Machine. But you're right though. A lot of people don't do Ironman setups because they don't know, like they don't actually know how to do the infinite setups. So they do that one, which is fine. It's just that there's so much more inputs, you know. But knowing all of the infinite setups will help you kind of like mold your way into landing the infinite, if you get what I'm saying. Like if you get put in situations where you have the character like that, you know, and you're like, and you press launch and you're like, oh shit, what do I do after that? And then there you go, and you remember in your foundations that you practice like this. Can you drop someone onto Ironman assist? Of course. Track Tenberg. So this is my favorite War Machine combo to do. And there you go. I just dropped him onto I just dropped him onto Ironman. Sorry, I got the timing wrong. Damn it. But you get it, like you get the idea. Oh man, I'm messing my low kick. And my low punch. I guess I'm not doing neutral fly. But you get the idea. I'm socking him in. It's supposed to be like that. Dang it, why is it not working? Oh god. And see, it does connect, but you get the idea. Let me catch up the chat. What triangle jump sequence should I use to open opponent up? Just this. That's the triangle jump. You can do like that. And if they're a crouching opponent too, so we've covered this. I know I'm in manual mode, so let me just use my feet to just press down. So they're like that, right? Right? That's how you open them up. While is so I've got caught with up high punch and then looped into infinite while it's jumping. That could be that could happen. That could happen, right? Let's say if you're jumping. Let me try to jump normal. Fuck my foot. Trying to.
you're paralyzed. 'Cause this is Thriller night.
It wasn't muted earlier, Jason. It just got unmuted. Sorry, it just got muted now. My bad. So, I've never actually tried that. That's cool. Wow. Damn, that's actually really hard. But I get the idea because you're supposed to. Actually, let's try the high kick. Damn it. Ah. Oh, so yeah, the worst and best matchups I'll go over again for Ironman. Storm is #1 problem. 2, Sentinel's a problem. Magneto is not a problem. If you know how to fight off Magneto, then you're fine. Who else gives him an issue? Cable is an issue, but as long as you know how to box dash and get in, and if you have the right team setup, like if you play for like Team Fat Toy, right, and if you have Sentinel on your side, then you can kind of like use the drones to dash in, you know, and get in on Cable. But a good Cable won't let you get in, right? And that's the hard part, and that's when you start to utilize your own your arsenal. And this is another I'll waste all my meter, and this is a great meter building tactic. So don't try to do it too much because you don't want to give away your strategy, right? But if your opponent is already running away, already within like 2 Marvel seconds, I build up a meter just by doing that. Bro, it's struggling against Cable. No, we're just talking about we're going over, you know, strategy, and this is a great strategy. And you're doing the smart bombs. So you're doing up. So you're doing up high kick dash up high kick. And just holding up high kick. This is to build meter. Annotations, please. I'll have the annotations when I upload it to YouTube. But yeah, this is a great way to build meter right here. And you never know, if you dash in, you know, you might land a free hit. You're praying to. So, went over a lot, guys. We went over OTG stuff. We went over air to ground. We went over grab techniques. If a character's blocking, you know. There's a lot of ways to get in if you do it right. Oh yeah, man! Shout outs again to G-Con throwing that no DC tournament. It went rather smoothly, I would say, and shout outs to all the people that played. That surprised me. I didn't know Nick Guy actually played that well, and I was sad to see Mike Infinite, you know, lose. But Tree Fitty put in work, and so congrats to Tree Fitty. I look forward to seeing some more of these null DC tournaments, guys, and shout out to G-Con for holding that down. I know, and Lockdown for helping out a lot and commentating. I know that it takes a lot of work to set up these matches, to get people on time, to set up the challenge me, you know, and even if you want to go further with like setting up match arenas and stuff like that, it just takes a lot of work, and I appreciate the time that you took, G-Con, to give us entertainment during these slow times. You know what I'm talking about? So, if there's any requests, I am gonna be closing my Ironman tutorial book for the day. It's been about 2 hours. We went over a lot of stuff. There are just so many things that has been covered. We've talked about like assisted infinites. That's an assisted infinite right there. You know, opening people up. So you can do it that way too, which is the box over, the box dash. I wonder if I could just do up fierce. No, it won't cut. It won't cut it. And that's why you have to do jab fierce. We've talked about the basic combos. We talked about advanced combos. There's no reason why you should try to go for other fancier stuff unless you want to be fancy. But keep it simple to, you know, your bread and butter right here. Knowing, did you talk about assist punishes? Oh yeah, so assist punishes, great topic. All right, so here, let's do this. So let me try to get let me switch it out to where it's Magneto and Cable next to each other. So assist kills. Here, let's try it out. So let me try to do that. Okay, so that's how we're gonna do it. Okay. Anyways, let's just pretend this is an assist character right here, right? Here's an assist character setup. Let's say this assist is just hanging out there, right? Best way to get him is just to launch him, and you can have your fun with it afterwards. So with Ironman, what I like to do is I like to start off with a regular infinite, like that, and then launch. And that's how you would do the assist kill. So from full life already, because of the reset damage, it happens so quick. And it happens, you can do this on everybody. For Sentinel, you have to alternate infinites, then do that. Sorry. Damn it, I'm messing up the timing. Okay. So you can't really do it like that. That's why you have to alternate it. So I would actually say for Sentinel, do regular infinites. You can still do this setup right here, but when he gets in the corner, I would say do this way. Damn it, hold on. Why is that landing? Normally I can get the high kick out. Why is it not landing that fast though? There you go. But that's a way to kill him. Can Iron Man punish Cable's blocked ground hyper fiber beam? No. You can, but it's not a risk you're wanting to take, right? So if like Cable comes in, where's Cable? Like you can, but you have to DHC, right? So if he does Unibeam, or let's say, hold on. That's all you can really get. that is all you can really get. So if he does it, but if you're right here, you know, that's a situation that happens a lot. So if he does the super and you're like right there, best believe you better punish him like this. I would say go for this if you could, you know. And if you don't have anybody else, rely on your infinite, your bread and butter that you've been practicing, and then just go for the kill. And that's how you would beat the ground hyper fiber. Let's see if I can punish it from right here. Nah, see, that's... Maybe I can, maybe I can. I think it just depends on what I do. Nah, that's just too far. I think right here is the only range you can punish at, like right here. Even I couldn't get to it. That's a far one. Yeah, so you can punish right there. You just gotta dash. The jab would reach, but it's kind of like what are you gonna do afterwards? You know, like what will you do after the jab? You can do this. You can do that. And then you can call War Machine. You know, and get something off that. That's the only thing I could think of when like you're trying to punish super. Push blocking very startup age won't give you early frame. Yeah, because you're consistently getting hit, so I don't think if like maybe if you do it towards the end, right? To get, let's say if you're back that far again. I guess it does give you some type of like speed advantage when you do the push block, but it's just safe to say that most times you're not gonna get that lucky. But if you're in this zone right here, if you're in this block where it's like, you know, high kick zone, then you're cool. But if you're right here, that's gonna be a far... You have to time it right. Yeah, so that's pretty tough, but I would say it's like 50-50, more so 60-40, given the fact, or sorry, a lower chance. So I should say like 40-60 to, or 30-70 if you are in that range, like right here. You're not gonna get the punish, and that's why either you can just, you know, try to get in, you know. But I would say that's gonna be a tough one. But yeah, you know, we went over Unfly combos. You know, don't be afraid to do the air to ground, guys. Practice your air to grounds. Don't just stay in the air. Don't be this guy. You know what I'm saying? Don't be that guy. Because you're not evolving. You're not evolving your movement. Does War Machine have an easier time punishing ground HVB? No, he's slow. He won't. The only thing he'll probably get in is just like what I said, just the shoulder cannon. That's it. You're not gonna. His high kick is just so slow. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just too slow. He's just good for staying back, getting in when it counts. He does have a quicker dash, but you know, other than that, I like to just smart bombs and do missiles for the chip. The shoulder cannons, baby, those will eat up. Yeah, the missiles fast, baby. I love it. And what I like about it is that when you're playing someone like Psylocke, that it eats through the side block, and that's one of my favorite key components, is that it goes through a lot of projectiles. That's my favorite setup right there. Works 100% of the time. You can slow it down. It just works. But yeah, so that is the gist of this tutorial. People were asking a lot of great questions. Thank you, Jurassic Blade. Thanks, Rat Bugasti, Ganajan, for your questions. There were more questions that were being asked that were awesome. I can always do more, you know, like if you have any questions for me. Let's see. Well, for right now, I think I've covered a lot. You know, there are certain. I like this combo. Watch. I think it's. Wait, hold on. What was it that I did? Ah, yes. I threw him into Ironman. That's what it is. Look at that combo. I love that combo. That's an actual reset combo that's another War Machine bread and butter right there. If you can like get this off and call out Iron Man. Let me get Iron Man second because my trigger button is not happy right now. Isn't that a beautiful combo? I think I like that combo a lot. Alright, let me get back to this. Let's see here. How about comboing off his instant overhead low kick? Instant overhead low kick only happens since I have it on manual. The only thing that I can get instant really though is just like a cable timed right, kind of like that, right? And that connects. So if I go right, and he's blocking, but if I do it right, because I used to do this in arcade a lot, it'll be like that. Hold on, let me hold back. There you go, right there. You see that? That was and he's blocking, because see, he's blocking, right? And that's the only time you can get an instant overhead connection to infinite, and that is another key thing I like to do, but it's very hard. So instead, I would like to do this, and that's just the slide low kick. The slide low kick, right? You see that slide low kick? it's almost like an instant overhead because of how fast it is. You see that? And if I call out cable, ooh baby, look at that. It's just, it happens so fast because it's, you know, instead of waiting like that, you know, it's not guaranteed. But if you let it fall on his head like that, it happens for Magneto. See, he's very small too. I would say practice that. That's another key, like instant kind of like hit into infinite, is that. I whiffed it, but if you get it right, it'll hit. So that's a great question. You can't lie, that shit clean. How about comboing off an instant overhead? So yeah, we talked about a lot of things, man. Wow. Slide low kick. Yeah, so sliding, you know, just like clawing is the act of dashing, right? But then like you do it so fast. See this, I'm clawing it right now, right? Right, this is clawing. This is like I have my thumb on the low kick and I have my two fingers on the dash. See that? That's clawing. Sliding is the act of, you know, you're pressing the dash and then you're sliding your index finger down to low kick. Kind of like ramming with Magneto. So if I'll show you Magneto on the other controller. That's the sliding right here, because you need the slide technique to do your ROM. You kind of hear the slide. Do you hear the sliding of the controller? Watch. That. That's the sliding right there, yeah. And that I'm using that slide of the ROM, right? To do with Ironman. See that? You can kind of hear it. Yeah. So it's the same technique. And you can do this slide technique with Ironman when you're doing Infinite because it's pretty freaking awesome. So watch, check this out. So when you're doing Infinite, see that's the slide technique. See how it picked them up? Like, you can do it a couple of times. See that? The slide technique right there? It works really well on Sentinel if you do the slide technique. So hold on. You can do it like 3 times on Sentinel because he's so big. I'm gonna try it, watch. See that? There's twice that you can do it. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool technique. Damn it. Well, you could do it quite a few times, but it's really cool if you get it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyways, thanks for all the additional inputs and feedback and questions, guys. I really enjoy this. Yeah. If only War Machine's crouching beam was faster. Oh yeah, man. There's a lot of stuff to be learned still. We covered so much, guys. We covered so much today. And we covered ground combos. There's not really much to the ground combo, you know. There's really not a lot. You know, these are the basic combos, right? The basic air combos. We did grab combos, you know. where like you get in the air, or like hold on, and you can grab them right there. Boom, right? We did tactics where delayed high kick combos. You know, you can just. We did the rainbow combo. We did resets. There's just so many resets. There's so many other things that I can do. It's just that there's so much to cover, and I think I've covered a lot. We talked about zoning with Ironman. You know, building meters is a great tactics. Jumping high in the sky and smart bombs. Smart bombs is really what is going to be saving you a lot, because what you can do is, you know, you can do the hit confirms off of those, you know, and you know what I'm saying. Look at that. That's just sometimes this will help save you, because you know Sentinel will be doing drones, you know, like the heavy drones, and he'll be stuck in that motion. And you can capitalize off of that. If the smart bomb hits, they'll defeat the drones. And you can just go right into infinites just by connecting, you know. But other than that, like, this is the main bread and butter of what I do all the time when I'm fighting everybody and anybody. You know, that's the basic one right there to open them up. Grabbing the combo, you know, you can grab and you can do that. There's also there's just many ways to do infinites. I've shown you a lot. Here's another one. You can just do, you know, up high punch, you know, just like that. There's just so many. It's all about timing. Look at that. How cheap is that? Oh, and there's, you know, here's a if you're like way away from the corner, if you have your timing right, you can do the Proton Canon just like that. Fart bombs and proton cannons, baby. Protein cannon, raw protein cannons is all you need. But like I said, to get Iron Man out, there's ways to get Iron Man out. A lot of it is just DHCing out from Proton Canon. Have me saying Proton Canon. And that's a way to get out, right? Like let's say your opponent's like, oh, I need to get away. And if you have a chance to block stun them right there, and they're blocking this, get them out, you know? Get them out, start the revolution again. Also, this does connect on oh. Oh, yeah. There you go. I wonder if I can get it. I guess you can get it. Anyways, guys. Proton Canon. I don't know if there's any more I can show you guys. I talked about, oh, I guess the Repulsor blast stuff, right? Here's some things for beginners that if they don't know about. You can do Repulsor blast, and you can go into infinite if you get the OTG. So that's another thing you can recognize as like, oh, my opponent didn't roll. A lot of stuff and you can continue the infinite. So that's another one too, which is like Repulsor Blast. And let's say you do get somebody in the Repulsor Blast, right? And you just accidentally got them. Just whiff that super. As soon as you see him get hit, you know, sometimes it doesn't work and you'll get punished, but then they'll be blocking right there, and that's your chance to DHC out. I guess that's another infinite that you can try. Huh. I know you can do it on a lot of people actually. So that's one. I'm just not really good with this side of the. Damn it. It's pretty cool though. Damn it, why is my circle suck? Damn it, maybe I should try it on this side. Yeah, so basic combo video stuff, man. Damn it. Yeah, so that's... Yeah, it's an infinite. I just suck at doing it. Oh my god. Damn it. This is where having a pad sucks. This is where having a stick would be really nice. You see what I'm saying? Ah! Anyways, you guys get the idea. Damn it, my mic keeps going out. I don't know when I stopped talking. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And you know, I just want to thank everybody for stopping by. There's no more to it than that, really. Just stick to your bread and butter foundational infinite setups. I know it's a mouthful right there, but you know, that high kick is very important, guys. That's once you land that should be automatic infinite for you, you know, and that should be the game for you. And if you're trying to win on a more higher ratio, then yeah, you should practice those. Again, I'm gonna look for somebody to raid if they let's see here. Let's see who we can stop by and say hi to. Okay, 1 second. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And